Good evening, I'm Jeff Glor, and this is our Western edition. We're going to begin tonight with the investigation into Boeing's 737 MAX 8. The FBI is now involved. CBS News confirms the FBI will assist in looking into how that jet was certified to fly. The Senate panel will hold a hearing next week on aviation safety. Tonight, new details are also emerging about the final 2 days of the Lion Air jet that crashed in Indonesia in October, killing all 189 people on board. Kris Van Cleave is at Reagan National Airport outside Washington, D.C. Kris, what are we learning tonight?
Well, Jeff, we understand the FBI will be supporting a criminal investigation, also investigating the U.S. Department of Transportation Inspector General's office, and a House committee has launched an investigation into the certification process for the MAX. Employees have been told to retain documents. This as we're learning more about the final minutes of one of the two 737 MAXes that crashed. As stall warnings blared, shaking the controls on Lion Air Flight 610, its pilots rushed to identify the source of the problem with their 737 MAX, according to published reports. A sensor malfunction had triggered a new anti-stall system, pushing the nose of the plane down nearly 24 times. Minutes from disaster, the captain asked the first officer to take the controls while he checked the flight manual for a solution. Just before the crash, the first officer is saying, "Allah Akbar, God is great," and praying for a miracle. Anthony Roman is a pilot and flight instructor.
Well, the training was insufficient. It's clear that it was insufficient. Pilots should be reactive to emergencies based on their training. It should be almost automatic.
On that same plane's previous flight the day before, the same malfunction occurred. As those pilots fought for control, Bloomberg reports a third pilot hitching a ride in the jump seat correctly identified the problem and told the crew how to stabilize the plane.
The jump seat pilot can see exactly what action they're taking and has a more diagnostic role. So it's very fortunate that he was present.
Investigators say that crew did not fully report the issues upon landing. Jeff Gazzetti is the recently retired director of accident investigations at FAA.
That same airplane underwent several days of maintenance write-ups with some sort of problem with airspeed, with altitude. So the airplane really should have been taken out of service.
The Defense Department's Inspector General has now launched an ethics investigation into the acting defense secretary over allegations he essentially lobbied for Boeing while on the job. He's a former Boeing executive, and we've also learned that current Boeing executives are expected to be called to testify about the 737 MAX at a Senate hearing next week. Jeff?
Developments coming in fast here. Kris Van Cleave, thank you very much.